There was a time when you carried something radiant inside of you, a sense of wholeness, of promise and wonder. But somewhere along the way, you lost it. You may not even remember when, you may not even know it's missing, but if you've ever felt something vital slip out of reach in your life, today's message is for you. Because meditation isn't just about finding peace, it's about searching for that lost thing, that golden ball, and having the courage to go into the dark and find it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Dose. I'm Dr. Lance Garrison. I'm a licensed psychologist specializing in health psychology and behavioral medicine, and I am the dean for the College of Professional Psychology at the Chicago School. In the language of the Buddha, there's no exact word for what we call meditation. Instead, there's this word bhāvanā, a word that means development through mental training. And I think that really hits close to the truth of meditation, because meditation isn't just about peace or calm, it's about human development. It's about facing the things that are unfinished in us and doing the inner work of, frankly, growing up as fully, authentically, and courageously as we can. We all grow physically, right? We cut our teeth, we get jobs, we build lives, we raise families, we age, we strive, we struggle, and we do our best to try to make sense of it all. But eventually, we're all forced to sit down and ask ourselves, who am I? What is the meaning of all this? And what does it mean to actually live fully? There are tons of old fairy tales that were told long before there was any writing, and they're way more than bedtime stories. They're actually ancient maps for becoming whole. We learn about princes and princesses and kings and witches and ogres and wild men. But these characters aren't just kind of out there, they're actually in here. They're an aspect of our own psyche and playing out the drama of becoming a full human being. Every one of us contains both light and shadow. We are the golden child and we're the frog under the well. We're the royal prince and the wild animal. And the journey of development, the work of bhāvanā, means that meeting every part of ourselves is critical, especially the ones that we've banished, rejected, or forgotten. Now, in a lot of these fairy tales, there's a child who loses a golden ball, something golden, that represents something profound, our radiance, our wholeness, our deepest potential. Poet Robert Bly said, we often lose that golden ball around the age of 8, and it takes some of us decades to even realize it's missing. And here's the catch. To get it back, we got to make a bargain with the frog, with the wild man, with that part of ourselves that lives in the shadowy places. We have to go into the woods, go into the pond, and we have to face what we spent a lot of our life avoiding. Tibetan Buddhism understood this deeply. Many of their most honored deities actually look super terrifying. They wear skulls, they grimace with rage, and they radiate a fierce energy, but they're not evil. They actually represent mind states. They're our teachers. And each grotesque image represents something in ourselves that we have to face, honor, and integrate if we're actually going to become whole. They're guides not towards destruction, but toward compassion and clarity. And that's why we practice, not to float away on some cloud of calm, but to bucket out the pond, to haul water day after day until we see what's living at the bottom in the shadow. That's the real work. It's not glorious work, right? It's not glamorous. It's not always peaceful. It can be hot and gritty and repetitive. It can test us and temper us. But every time we return to the cushion, with every breath we take in awareness and rise with something like being forged in fire, depth, character, and truth build. Even your failures, your moments of despair are part of the process. They temper you. They rearrange the very atoms of your being. It's what Carl Jung called soul work. Not about fixing yourself, but about becoming real. And the beauty is that you don't have to do this alone. The practice itself becomes the guide. It leads you through the dark. It whispers to you when you forget. It reminds you of who you really are. And meditation is not always just about reclaiming the golden glow of childhood innocence. It's about returning and uncovering what you've always had. But for meditation to do its work, you have to be willing to do yours. You have to face the darkness. You have to hold steady in the heat and keep going until that golden ball is revealed once again in your hands. This is the path of bhāvanā. This is the development of the self. This is your journey. and this is your soul's work. Until next time, be well.